What if I told you AI overview, this section right here, is only responsible for 1% of total internet traffic to a website, but 10% of all sales? 10% of all sales are coming from this section, but it's only getting 1% of the clicks as of July 2025. Why is this? Because AI overview is the most trusted spot on Google. So watch this. So I just want to say where we are and compare it to probably 1999. Most people at that time have heard about email, but very few were using it. And that's what AI overview is right now. A lot of people have heard of it, but they don't know much about it. So you're watching this video, you're ahead of 99% of the curve. So congratulations. Guys, this video is dedicated to my friend, Darren Marion, who I love very much, who we lost 3 years ago. I love you, Darren, and this video is for you. All right, guys, so we had an interesting challenge brought upon by a new client, right? The new client said, hey, look, we do foster care abuse law, but there's no 3-pack for that keyword. What can you do? So after some research, I was like, I believe we could get you in AI overview, and that's just what we did. We got a #1 right here in AI overview, and what we did was we just did that by just doing a couple of things. We refreshed the content on his page. The content was written years ago, maybe like 2006, 2010, somewhere around there. So we refreshed the content on the page. I'm going to show you some of the refresh what we did, some of the new content that we wrote for the page. And then we did a couple of sneaky tricks, which I'm going to show you as well, or I'll tell you about. All right, I'll tell you about it. I don't know if exactly I show it, but you'll understand. So as you can see, this is the AI overview, and Google, this has been very, very successful for Google because it gives its user, the person doing the search, the answer the quickest. And that's what Google's all about. Google is not about the website owner, and it's not about the web developer or the SEO person. It's about the person doing the search. So somebody's looking for a child abuse, a foster care lawyer, and they need that person now in Chicago, right? So what Google wants to do is it wants to spider out, and it wants to make sure that it gives the best answer without somebody having to go click around. So it picks up these answers from different places. And I'm gonna show you what we did here. Okay, so first of all, they're #1 right here in AI overview, and I think they're right here. Yeah, and they're right here. We brought them up, on the first page of Google with content. You're going to look at their website. You're going to say, "I understand." So this is their website, right? It looks like something from. They don't want to change their website. They do not want to change it. So what did we do? What did we do so great? So in the title tag, we made sure we put foster care abuse lawyer, right? We also put it in the H tag, which is right here, right? So we also put it right here in bold. And then we wrote some more content. We just refreshed the content. We put some FAQs in right here, right? And that's basically all we did for the website. Oh, excuse me. We built a bunch of backlinks, and I like using Search Atlas. I have an affiliate code, so I think you get a couple extra free days, or it's a discounted price if you'd like to use that. It's very similar. If you have Semrush or you have Ahrefs, you could check backlinks, and this is just another dashboard where you could check some backlinks. I like using Search Atlas for me. So we got some really strong backlinks pointing to this page, right? We refreshed the page, right? We put new content on the page. And then here's another thing we did. So this is something that I want you to think about. Everybody has Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, maybe even YouTube, right? So what you can do is you could create a page on your website for your keyword. For example, foster care abuse lawyer Chicago. And you could have ChatGPT not only write the content for your post, but it'll also produce a picture. Hey guys, I know this could get overwhelming trying to get in Google and trying to follow all the rules and change the content on your website, all while trying to run a business. Why don't you come over to my website? It's mindsaw.com. If there's something I could do to help you, I'll be happy to help you. Just click the Talk With Me button. Thank you. All right, guys. So if you want to be found here in AI Overview, Google has to recognize your brand. If Google doesn't recognize your brand, you are not going to be found here. So let me show you what we do. First of all, I show you how we optimize the website, and then we got some backlinks going back, very strong backlinks going back to that website to give it more authority. Next thing we do is you create a Facebook post. You create a Facebook post and you just create a link just like this, right? When you click that, let me do that again. I did that a little quick, right? So you just click the picture. You could do it in ChatGPT. You could just, have it write a post and also create a picture. You post it on Facebook, LinkedIn, X. You take the link. It's all the same. In every social media, it's the same thing. Just click the picture and you'll get the link. Right click and copy the link. Now you have this link, right? Now you come over to Fiverr. All right, 2 or 3 people are screaming right now, Fiverr, he doesn't know what he's doing. I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this a long time. You type in something like 10,000 backlinks and you point it towards this Facebook post. Not your entire Facebook, not just to Facebook, not towards your page, but to the specific post. That's why I said you take this link, right? Take this link, you copy it, and then you give it to one of these developers that create backlinks. They use something like GSA or SEO Neo, or 10,000 links. You do not point this towards your website. You point it towards your social media. So for example, a Facebook page, a LinkedIn post, an X post. You could also, if you'd like, you could do Web 2.0. So for example, you could get some expired Blogger and Tumblr posts by typing this into Fiverr. Just type in Tumblr or Blogger, and you'll get some expired post, Tumblr post, and then you could post on the Tumblr. I said expired. I don't mean expired. You'll get a Tumblr page, and you can point the backlinks to that post. If you're a little bit afraid of burning out your social media, I'm telling you it doesn't happen. But you do what's best for you, right? I'm just a guy that makes videos on YouTube. I'm not telling you have to do what I say, but I get my clients here, right? I get my clients here because they're recognized. Their brand is recognized, right? Only 1% of the clicks are coming from this area, but 10% of the business is coming from this area. Right? 10% because this is trusted. If AI Overview is suggesting you, then people know that this is the right place, right? They don't have to search anymore. So if you want to get an AI Overview, you have to have relevant content on your page, and Google has to recognize your brand. I really appreciate you watching today. When I make these videos for my younger self. I didn't understand SEO and I had no idea, but I started watching YouTube videos and slowly I started to learn and eventually was able to start ranking my site. In fact, when I started, I was just trying to rank my site because I had closed a physical office that I had, and I didn't have a space anymore. I was renting a virtual office, and nobody knew where I was. So I had to get top placement in Google, and that's where I learned. And then once I learned it for myself, I just made my first video in 2018 just to help other people. I had no idea that people would try to hire me from doing it. I just wanted to help other people, and I had stage fright for camera shyness for a really long time. I made my first video, it got 40,000 views, and I didn't make another video for another year. In fact, I don't think I showed my face on my first video. So it was very, very difficult for me. In fact, even today, I still get very nervous prior to when I hit the record button. There's times where I'm not sure what I'm going to say, and it doesn't sound right. And I'm always thinking about the people that, I think a lot about the people that know a lot about SEO, and they have other views, so you can't think like that. My main focus is you. My main focus is helping a business owner that really doesn't have enough time, and how do they get the lesson as fast as possible where they understand it. And that's where my talent lies. As you could tell, my talent does not lie in my speaking. I have a very thick New York accent. I say and a lot, and right. I say those type of things a lot. I am not a good speaker, but I'm very good at conveying a message. And I hope that this video helped you today. I hope it helped you to understand that Google recognizes brand and what you need to do to increase your exposure to brand. Some very simple steps. And I do this for you because I remember when I was in your place, it was hard financially, right? So I do this so you could feed your family, so you could do better for your family. So in turn, be good to your family. I know you're struggling. I know you have a lot of pressure from your business and not being able to pay your bills, and customers that owe you money. I always walked around with a little piece of paper on me for customers who owed me money. I know there's a lot of people like that, right? And but here's the good thing, is that you're trying to help yourself. And when you try to help yourself and you do it day after day after day, eventually it works out. There's highs and lows. Success isn't a straight line up. There's some dips in that. But if you stay with it, you have to stay with it. Stay with your business. This dream was given to you and only you. I can't see somebody wanting to be a plumber or an electrician or a lawyer, but that's what you wanted to do, right? That dream was given to you because you were the best person to execute it, right? My dream was to be on YouTube and was to help people like you. And that dream was given to me because I believe I'm the best person to give that message to you, right? So we all have talents, we all have good things, and we all have bad things. But you just work on your good stuff, right? And you try to improve the bad things. Be good to your family, kiss your wife, kiss your kids, and we'll see you the next time. Thank you.